Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So I hope in the group you covered some of the things that you maybe needed to discuss. I hope there's some clarity. I will go through exercise 5.3 now in the way that we did it last week. And again, as much interaction as possible, inshallah. This is our process of learning. This is the process where we become stronger in what we are doing. Before I start on whatever we are doing, is there any particular question? Because what I'm going to do now, we did cover the translation last week, and we did the first exercise 5.2, the grammatical analysis of it. But when I went around, there's certain questions that would pop up. And if there's anything in particular before we go through that process that I can maybe answer, then please ask, and then we can answer that before we go into this process that I'm going to go through. That's number one. Number two, if at any point in time whilst I'm doing this and you don't understand why, then just stop me and just ask, okay, please explain why it's like that, or why is it halatul raf, or why is it the fa'il, or why, whatever question you have. There's no question that is stupid. There's opportunity for us to engage. There's opportunity for us to learn. So please feel comfortable, feel free. There's never a question that is stupid or making one look like one doesn't know. The class is the environment for us to build and to learn. So please do that. So before we start, is there anything in particular that needs to be discussed? No particular questions, nothing in particular that... No. Okay, yes. 5.3, okay, so this question was asked last week. In 5.3, they speak about the alama. Alama means the sign. So say for example, every word that has a hal has a sign that shows why it's in that hal. So for example, 5.3, number 3, Nasara rijalu. So the word rijalu is halatul raf. We all know that, we can see that. The reason, the sabab it's halatul raf is because it's the fa'il, it's the doer. Now what's the sign, what's the alamatul raf, what's the sign that it is in halatul raf? So what is the sign? It is the dhamma. Okay, so if you look at the next word, al-muslimina is halatul nasb because it is the maf'ul. So what's the alamatul nasb? What's the sign that is in halatul nasb? It's the ina. On your hal table, you're going to have un, a, an, in, and then you're going to have ani, aini, aini, ina, una, ina. These are your signs of either raf, nasb, or jar. This is the alama. I see it only comes in that one there, but that is what is meant by alama. Why can't you say the big boy from the small house? Now what did I say? Oh, okay. Al-waladul kabiru min al-bayt as-saghiri dhahaba. Did I make a mistake? No. Okay, I'm just going to go that side and I'll repeat what the question is. What is the question? There's not going to be a maf'ul over here. There's not going to be a maf'ul. If there's a jumlatul fi'liya, we know that after the verb we're going to look for a doer, for a fa'il. Is everybody with us? We're going to look for a doer, we're going to look for a fa'il. So the word al-waladu is in what hal? It's halatul raf. Why is it in halatul raf? because it's the fa'il. So they say Fatima went to the masjid. Are you going to use dhahaba or dhahabat? Dhahabat. You understand? So this is where the confusion comes in. Because now you see Fatima and you see the ta there. Dhahabat Fatima, Fatima went. There's a confusion. No, there's no confusion. If you're going to speak about a female doing the action, there must be a sign that the verb is a feminine verb, and thus dhahabat. So either there's no doer being shown over there, dhahabat ila al-masjidi, she went to the masjid. She went. The ta is showing that she. Then if you have the name of the female, dhahabat Fatimatu ila al-masjid, because Fatima is a female, then the verb must show that you're speaking about the female. Everyone got that? Is that clear? Khair. So let's continue with number one. Dhahaba al-waladu al-kabiru. Al-kabiru is in what hal? Halatul raf. It's halatul raf. Why is it halatul raf? It's the sifa. It's the sifa of the word al-waladu. It is the sifa. It is describing al-waladu. Mawsuf sifa, gend. It must agree in gender, encasing, number, and definiteness. So al-waladul kabiru is a mawsuf sifa construction. Mawsuf sifa construction. So the word al-kabiru is in halatul raf because it is the sifa to the word al-waladu. Just something to add. The word al-waladu, even though it's the mawsuf doesn't have any effect. The mawsuf can be halatul nasb, the mawsuf can be halatul raf, the mawsuf can be halatul jar. The mawsuf just means that there is going to be a sifa. But the mawsuf, like you're going to write now, but this is the fa'il and it's the mawsuf. The mawsuf doesn't mean anything. The mawsuf just means that there's going to be something that comes after that that's describing it. So here the word al-waladu is the fa'il, and yes, it is the mawsuf, but the mawsuf can be anything. In the next example we'll see min al-bayti. This is harfu jar, ismul majroor, jar majroor, but this is the mawsuf to something else as well. So here al-waladu is mawsuf, it's halatul raf. Then min al-bayti is the mawsuf, but this halatul jar. The mawsuf can have any hal, the thing that's going to be described. It can be halatul nasb, it can be halatul raf, and it can be halatul jar. So don't get confused there as well. So but this is the fa'il, how can it be the mawsuf as well? Or this is the maf'ul, how can it be the mawsuf as well? Or this is ismul majroor, why is it the mawsuf as well? No, the mawsuf just means something is going to describe it. Yes. How does one distinguish between the mawsuf and the sifa and the mubtada and the khabar? The mawsuf and sifa, they agree in four things. Gender, encasing, number, and definiteness. The mubtada and the khabar only agree in two things: number and gender and number. So you're taking two out of the equation. Okay, two out of the equation. So out of only gender and number is going to agree in the mubtada and the khabar. Okay, so dhahaba, it's a fi'l, al-waladu, it's the fa'il, al-kabiru, it's the sifa to the word waladu, it's halatul raf because it is the sifa. Min al-bayti, what is this? Harfu jar, ismul majroor, jar majroor, min al-bayti, the ta over there, the ta that has the kasra on it, it's showing us the hal. What hal is this word in? Halatul jar. Why? Harfu jar, ismul majroor, jar majroor. When we come to the harfu jar, ismul majroor, which is going to go through all of the examples, I think, except the last one. So in the next one we're going to have fil madrasati. In the one after that we're going to have fil madrasati again. Just say jar majroor, jar majroor, jar majroor, jar majroor. You got that? Guys, what must you say? Jar majroor. Guys, I'm even though I'm spelling it out for you, I'm still not seeing a response. Jar majroor. You got it? When we see a harfu jar and we see the word after that, It's the ismul majroor, it is halatul jar. Because of that harf, we're going to say, what are we going to say? Jar majroor, jar majroor, jar majroor. There's so many concepts. The easy concepts, latch onto it. If there's nothing else that you know at least jar majroor, and then build on from there. Build on from there, build on from there. There's certain, key elements that's going to make it easier for you, but you need to latch onto that, inshallah. So, min al-bayti is an example of jar majroor. The word bayti is halatul jar because of the harf, the particle that comes before that. We're going to call it jar, and then the word after that, majroor. Harfu jar, the harf, the particle of jar, and the word coming after that, it's the ism that is now majroor, that is in halatul jar. Everyone got that? Is that clear? Okay. Then the word as-saghiri, what hal is that in? Halatul jar. Why? It's once again the sifa of the word al-bayti. It's describing the word bayt. So, min al-bayti as-saghiri, from the small house. The word saghiri is halatul jar. The word saghiri is halatul jar, and the reason for it being halatul jar is it is the sifa of the word al-bayti. Is that okay? Is that clear? Okay. Then the next one is exactly the same as the one before this. Ila al-masjidi al-kabiri. Ila al-masjidi. The word masjid is in what hal? Halatul jar. Why? Jar majroor, jar majroor, jar majroor. Everyone got that? If I wake up in the middle of the night and I say ila al-masjidi, you must tell me jar majroor. You mustn't even think about it. It must be drilled, and this is how it's going to become easier, inshallah. Ila al-masjidi. So the word masjid is halatul jar because of the harf that comes before it. Harful jar, ismul majroor. Jar majroor. And then al-kabiri. Al-kabiri, what hal is that in? Halatul jar. Why? It is the sifa. It's the sifa of the word masjidi, al-masjidi. So this is all that you need to do. Break it up like that. If the sentence starts with a verb, it is a jumlatul fi'liya. You're going to have a dua. Most of the time, you're going to have a dua. There's going to be exceptions. I'm not going to go to the exceptions now. Most of the time, you're going to have a dua. Apply the rules of Eli. Either you're going to have it at the end of the verb, or it's going to be the left of the verb in halatul raf, or it's going to be inside the verb. Okay, so that is your jumlatul fi'liya. You have your verb and you have your dua. Sometimes there's going to be a done upon as well. The next example, we're going to have in the number 3, we're going to have a done upon. And then you break it up like we're breaking it up now. So you're going to have the verb, you're going to have the dua, at times you're going to have a done upon, and then like this, jar majroor, and the mawsoof sifa construction. Is that good? Everyone understand that? Clear as day. Until you don't look convinced. Any questions? Quickly. Is there anything that's confusing that we can, if I need to repeat myself, Bismillah, I'll repeat. Anything? Any questions? You can all explain this lesson from the front. Okay, number 2. Dhahaba. Dhahaba is a fi'l. Again, it's a fi'l madi. It's a verb that's in the past tense. So we know immediately that this is a jumlatul fi'liya. It is a jumla. It is a sentence that starts with a verb. So the next word we're looking for is the dua. So the word ar-rijalu is in what hal? Halatul raf. Why is it in halatul raf? Because it's the fa'il. Because it's the fa'il. So ar-rijalu, the hal is halatul raf, and the sabab is that it is the fa'il, it is the dua of the verb dhahaba. Good. Everyone got that? That's clear. Then ilal madrasati. Ilal madrasati. The word madrasa is in what hal? Halatul jar. Why? Jar majroor. Jar majroor. Okay? There's a harf. The harf of jar. It's causing the word after that to be in halatul jar. It is the ismul majroor. Jar majroor. That's all you need to know. Jar Majroor. Good. And then the word as-saghirati. As-saghirati is in what hal? Halatul jar. Why? It is the sifa of the word al-madrasa. It's getting easier now, isn't it? Allahu Akbar. As-saghirati. I think after that poem of Imam Shafi, so everyone became pious now, you know. Alhamdulillah, the light bulbs is just, you know. If there's anyone still struggling, can Allah just check now? So, this is what you need to do. Look at the word, look where it falls into the sentence and apply the rules. Apply the rules. As-saghirati is in halatul jar because it is the sifa. Next one, very easy again. Fil madinati. The word al-madinati is in what hal? Halatul jar. Halatul jar. Why is it halatul jar? Jar majroor. There we go. Jar majroor. It's a harf of jar, and the word coming after it, it's the ism majroor. Ismul majroor. And then the word al-kabirati, it's in what hal? Halatul jar. Why? It's the sifa of the word al-madinati. Easy? Easy, alhamdulillah. Okay, any questions on that? Can we continue? Number 3. وَنَصَرَ الرِّجَالُ wa and nasara is a fi'l. It's a fi'l madi, and the word ar-rijalu. So a verb doesn't have a hal. Notice we didn't ever say for the verb there's no hal, and there's no reason over there. The verb starts the sentence, it's a jumla tliya. The word ar-rijalu is in what hal? Halatul raf. Why? It is the fa'il, it is the doer of the verb nasara. So the sabab is that it is the fa'il. The word al-muslimina, what hal? Muslimina is in what hal? Halatul nasb. Why? It is the maf'ulun bihi. It is the maf'ul. So if we look at the translation, the men helped the Muslims. The men helped, the men was the doer, and they helped somebody, the done upon, the Muslims. Muslimina. So it is the maf'ulun bihi, and the reason, the sabab that it is maf'ulun bihi is, sorry, the reason why it's in halatul nasb is because it's the maf'ul. Wa shakara, and to thank, who thanked? Al-muslimuna. Al-muslimuna shakara, they thanked. As-salihuna is going to be the sifa of the word al-muslimun. So, and shakara, to thank, we have a verb, we have a jumlatul fi'liya, starting with a fi'al. The word al-muslimuna is in what hal? Halatul raf. Why? Because it is the fa'il, it is the doer. And then the word as-salihuna is in what hal? Halatul raf as well. Why? Because it's the sifa of the word al-muslimuna. So the next one, let's see who can get this right. Ar-rijala is in what hal? Halatul nasb. Why? It's the maf'ulun bihi. So the pious Muslims, the pious male believer, male submitters, the pious Muslims helped ar-rijala, the men. Sorry, thanked the men. Shukran. Thanked the men. Wa, and fataha. Here's another verb. Here's another verb. So when you have another verb, you're going to look for what again? You're going to look for the fa'il. So the word ar-rijalu is in what hal? Halatul raf. Why? Because it's the doer, it's the fa'il of the word fataha. Wa fataha ar-rijalu, and the men opened al-madrasata. Madrasata is what hal? Halatul nasb. Why? It's the maf'ulun bihi. Halatul nasb, because it's the maf'ul. And the word as-saghirata, it's the sifa. The sifa to what? The sifa to what? Al-madrasata. Okay. Everyone got that? That's easy? It's getting better now, yes? Alhamdulillah. So just follow the process. When you start a sentence and it starts with a verb, it's going to be a jumlatul fi'liya. When there's a verb, there's a doer. Look for the doer. Sometimes the doer is described. If there's a sifa, apply that rule. Sometimes there's a done upon. If there's a done upon, the done upon is always in halatu nasb. So you look at the hal, the sign is over there, and then you give it the reason, and you break it up like that. Khairan. Okay, so we need to do a new lesson now. We'll look at 5.4 in the next session, inshallah, as well as the new homework that you're going to be getting. So brace yourselves, let's get ready. Okay, so quickly, we did Mawsuf Sifa. I'm going to run quickly through that. That's a murakkab. That is a fragment. We're going to do a new fragment today. So just before we do the new fragment, quickly I'm going to run through Mawsuf Sifa, those rules. We just did it now practically. I'm going to go through the theory again, and then we're doing a new murakkab fragment. Everyone ready for that? Inshallah. Khair. So if we look at it, the murakkabs, there's actually 3 murakkabs. We're dealing with 2 now. The one is the Mawsuf Sifa construction, which we did practically, and I'm going to do a quick overview of it as well. And then the next one, the new one, is mudafun ilay. Everyone say that? Mudafun ilay. Again, mudafun ilay. Again, mudafun ilay. So this is the next murakkab that we're going to be dealing with now. So again, as I mentioned, every week you're going to get a different part of the puzzle. This is the next part of the puzzle. So do you have your other puzzles still? You know, your jumlatul ismiya, that is part of the puzzle. Your jumlatul fi'liya, that's part of the puzzle. Your Mawsuf Sifa, that is part of the puzzle. When you have that and you add onto the puzzle, then the picture becomes more clear. And then at the end of it, you see the full picture, and that's what we hope to see, inshallah. So every week, make sure that you do some revision on the previous work, that you maintain each part of the puzzle. So Mawsuf Sifa, something that you've done, we're going to do a quick revision, and then we're doing a new lesson, mudafun ilay. Mawsuf Sifa is, there's something that is described, and the Sifa is the description of that. So, waladun kabirun. A big went a little bit down there. Waladun kabirun. This is an example of Mawsuf Sifa. Waladun is the Mawsuf, the Sifa is kabirun. They must agree in 4 things: gender, encasing, number, and the word must either be definite or indefinite. Okay, we got that. Gend. These are some examples. Ar-rajulu at-tawilu. Before we translate, do they agree in gender? Do they agree in gender? Yes. Encasing? Yes. Number? Yes. Are they both definite or indefinite? Both definite, so they agree. So now you know this is a Mawsuf Sifa construction. You can translate it as if it's describing the word. Can you translate that quickly? Ar-rajulu at-tawilu. The tall man. Excellent. Muslimatun salihatun. Muslimatun salihatun. Do they agree in gender? Do they agree? Encasing? Number? Definiteness or indefinite? Definite or indefinite? Both indefinite. So this is a Mawsuf Sifa construction. Translated? The pious female Muslim. The pious female submitter. Excellent. Rajul saghirun. Do they agree in gender? Yes, both masculine. Encasing? Yes, they're both singular. Encasing, they're both halatul raf. Number, they're both singular and they're both indefinite. We agree on that? So this is a Mawsuf Sifa construction. Translate. A small man. Al-baytul kabiru. Do they agree in gender? Yes. Encasing? Yes. Number? Yes, and they are both definite. So this is a proper Mawsuf Sifa construction. You can translate it as Mawsuf Sifa. Translate. The big house. Notice the format, because the next format, mudafun ilay, is going to change slightly. So notice the format of Mawsuf Sifa. When mudafun ilay comes, then I'm lost now again, because no, you know Mawsuf Sifa. Brothers, do you know Mawsuf Sifa? You know it. So anything other than this is not mawsuf sifa. When you see anything else, it's not going to be mawsuf sifa. Okay? And the last one, muslimatani. Notice the ta of the boy. The book of the boy. Clear so far? Khair, let's continue. So, the door of the house. The door of the house. What is the word for door? Bab. So, al-babu, al-baytu. Can that be right? No. Why? There is mawsuf sifa. MashaAllah. You got it. You're on par. That can't be the door of the house because construction wise it doesn't look right. Okay? So notice what's going to happen. The al is going to fall away and the word al-bayt is going to have, it's going to be in halat jar. The al falls away and the word after that goes into halat jar. So that is now babul bayti, the door of the house. The possessor, the mudaf, the possessed to describe thing, the mudaf, doesn't take an al. And the word coming after that is in halatul jar. So there's going to be a pattern now. The key of the car. What is key in Arabic? Sorry? Miftahun. Lovely. Miftahun. And car? Sayyaratun. So al-miftahu, as-sayyaratu. Is it right? Can't be right. Why can't it be right? This is mawsuf sifa. Everyone agree with me? Mawsuf sifa. Now translated as mawsuf sifa. You can't translate it as mawsuf sifa because then you're saying the car's key or something like that. Do you understand? It cannot work. So just apply the rules. This is a mawsuf sifa construction, so it can't translate as the key of the car. So now we need to apply the rules. What's the rules? The word al-miftah is going to lose the al. And the word as-sayyara is going to become what? Halatul jar. Are you following the pattern? Following the pattern? So this is mudafin ilay. In the book, if you had to do it from the book, then I'm also confused. I'm joking. Now, after you do this, when you read the notes in the book, it will be easy, inshallah. The book's notes can be a little bit technical, but once you understand this concept, just apply this concept to what you're reading, and it will be clear as day, inshallah. Clear as day. So, miftahu sayyarati, the key of the car. The mudaf, the possessed thing, doesn't take an al. And the possessor will be in halatul jar. Everyone got that? Nice. So the rules of the mudaf is it never takes an al. In the examples you saw, we took the al away every time. The rules of the mudaf is it never takes an al. Number two, if it is dual, do the example of this now. If it is dual, ani or aini, or it is sound masculine and plural, una or ina. If it is ani or aini, una or ina, then what will happen? The noon at the end will fall away. This is one of the rules, and we're going to go into some examples after this now. And then the end, it may end in any haraka. So the mudaf can end in any haraka. The mudafun ilay must be in what hal? Halatul jar, and that's the rule of the mudafun ilay. That's all it is. That's the rule of the mudafun ilay. The mudafun ilay is always going to be in halatul jar. So if we look at the rules of the mudaf again, it never ever takes an al. In all the examples that I showed you, we had to drop the al before it could make sense, before it could be a mudafun ilay construction. Number two, and we'll do examples of number two now. If it is dual, ani or aini, or if it is sound masculine plural, una or ina, then the noon falls away. The mudaf can have any haraka. It can be nasb, it can be jar, it can be raf, it can be anything. But the mudafun ilay only has one rule. It's always going to be in halatul jar. Everyone got that? Okay. Kitabun li rajulin. Kitabun li rajulin. A book of his. Okay. So that's something we will look at next week, inshallah. You won't necessarily use the mudaf ilayh construction if you say a book or a man or a something. There's a slightly different format that we're going to use over there. Okay. So just look at this for now. The concept is we're looking at something that is possessed by someone else. The car of the man, the house of the couple. It's something being possessed by someone else. The mudaf never takes an al. Okay? We can do some examples of number 2 now. When it's una or ani or ina, then the noon is going to fall away. And the mudaf can take any harakah. The mudafun ilayhi, however, the only one rule that you need to remember is always going to be halat jar. Khair. Everyone got that? Okay, so let's look at some examples. Okay, we did this example over here. The book of the boy, al-kitabu al-waladu, cannot be correct. Kitabul waladi, that's the correct format. The al falls away, and the mudafun ilayhi will be in halatul jar. Okay, so now we have the two doors of the house. The two doors. Translate it for me. Al-babani. The two doors. And the house? Al-bayt. So now let's look at this. Al-babani, al-bayt. Al-bayt. Can that translate as the two doors of the house? Al-babani. No. What's the first rule of the mudaf? The al falls away, so it becomes babani. Then, what is the rule that we did now, number 2? The noon is going to fall away if it is dual or it is sound masculine plural. Ani, ina, una, aini. The noon falls away. So that is what's going to happen. And then what's going to happen to the word al-bayt? Al-bayti. So it's going to be babal bayti. Baba al-bayti. Babal bayti. The rules of the mudafun ilayhi is always in halatul jar. So this is the two doors of the house. Everyone got that? Good. The Muslims, translate the Muslims, many. Al-Muslimuna. Al-Muslimuna. Village. Al-Qarya. So Al-Muslimuna. Al-Qarya. Al-Muslimuna al-Qarya. Can this translate as the Muslims of the village? No, why not? The word al-Muslimuna has an al. So what's the first rule that must happen? The al must fall away. Good. And then the second rule, we're dealing with something that is sound masculine plural. So what must happen now? The noon must fall away. And then the mudafun ilayhi, what must happen to it? It must be in halatul jar. Good. Muslimul qaryati. Muslimu al-qaryati. Is that okay? Clear? Okay. So it's not that difficult, eh? Question? Yes? No question? Okay. So let's look at these examples. The word kitabur rajuli. Firstly, does it fit the structure of mudafun ilayh? Yes, the first word doesn't have an al, the second word is in halatul jar. Kitab translates as the book, ar-rajuli, of a man, of the man. So notice the al is supposed to be there, but we're taking it away. This is the rule. So the mudaf is always going to be definite. The question that Uncle asked now was that if it's indefinite, then it takes a completely different structure, as Zakaria just indicated to us now. So the mudafun ilayh, the mudaf is always going to be definite, even though the al is not showing. The rule is that it's just hidden. We don't see it. So kitab al-rajuli translates as the book of the man. The book of the man. Notice ar-rajuli it's an halatul jar. The rules apply over there. Next one, babus sayyarati. Babus sayyarati. Firstly, does this follow the structure of mudafun ilay? Yes. The word bab doesn't have an al. The word as-sayyarati is in halatul jar. So translated. The door of the car. The door of the car. Next one, kitaba al-waladi. Kitaba al-waladi. Is that right? Yes. Yes, no? No, yes? Yes. So translated. Excellent. The two books, the word is supposed to be kitabani. The rule is, when it's ani or una, then the noon falls away. Do you remember that? So now it's kitaba al-waladi. The word al-waladi is in what hal? Halatul jar. Now when we look at hal, like we did done the examples now, we're going to have hal and then reason, sabab, hal and reason, hal and reason. So in this particular examples, the word, the first one, ar-rajuli, is in what hal? Halatul jar. Why? Because it's the mudafun ilay. Because it's the mudafun ilay, that's all. It's in halatul jar because it's the mudafun ilay. Say it with me. It's in halatul jar because it's the mudafun ilay. Everyone got that? So all these examples over here, it's halatul jar. It's halatul jar over there because it's the mudafun ilay. As-sayyarati, it's halatul jar, the reason, because it's the mudafun ilay. Al-waladi, halatul jar, because it's the mudafun ilay. Let me give you another example, something separate, and see if you can switch between the two. Let's see if you can switch between the two. Ilal masjidi. Ilal masjidi. The word al-masjidi is in what hal? Halatul jar. Why? Jar majd. Allahu Akbar. You so ready? You can come teach now. So just apply the rules. So when you see harfu jar, always going to be that the word after that is halatul jar because of that harf. Here's a different rule. Mudafun ilay. The mudafun ilay now is always in halatul jar. So here, anyone that says the word ar-rajuli is jar majroor must get out of my class. Because I just told you now, harf jar ism majroor. You don't see any harf there, you can't say the word, the reason for it is jar majroor. Only when you see a harf, you apply that rule, jar majroor. Harfu jar ism majroor. This is a different concept. It's halatul jar because it's the mudafun ilay. It's harfu jar because it's mudafun ilay. Is everyone with me? I'm excited, but I need you to be excited with me because we learned a new lesson, but I think it went very well. Did it go well? Do you all agree with me it went well? Alhamdulillah. Let's look at number 4. Qalamul waladaini. Qalamul waladaini. Now, the word qalam doesn't have an al, so that's fine. The word waladaini. Aini is what hal? Halatul jar. It can be halatul nasb or jar, but now we need to determine what it is. So qalamul waladaini. Aini is singular, dual or plural? Dual. So translate it for me. The pen of the two boys. That's translated correct. The pen of the two boys. So the word waladaini, if you look at your hal table, ani becomes aini. Ani becomes aini in halatul jar. So that's 100% correct. The word waladaini, is the noon supposed to fall away? Why not? The only rule of the mudafun ilay is halatul jar. That's the only rule of mudafun ilay. Halatul jar. Everyone got that? Excellent. And the last one? This is a tricky one. Baytay al-Muslimina. Baytay al-Muslimina. Think about it. See if you can get this one right. Baytay al-Muslimina. Baytay. Okay, I hear some answers from the ladies. Guys, come on, please. The ladies are answering here, you know. It's like natural to them. Baytay al-Muslimina. Baytay. Una, ina. Ani, aini. Ani, aini. Una, ina. So is this aini or is this ina? Is this aini or is this ina? Sorry? Aini. So what is aini? Dual or plural? Dual. So translate. Yes, but how many houses? Is this aini or ina? Aini is dual or plural? 2 houses? 2 houses? Everyone got it? So what translate this for me? The 2 houses of the Muslims. It's supposed to be Baytayni. Aini is dual. Ani, aini. Ani, aini. Baytayni is dual. The 2 houses of the Muslims. And the word ina is halatul jar. So it's correct. The word ina is halatul jar. Yes. It's not Muslimaini. It's Muslimina. Yes. Yes. So the question is over here. The word kitaba, it's supposed to be kitabani. So what's the sign now that this word is still halatul raf? It will be the alif. Yes. Number 5. Yes. 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 So question. How is it possible? How is it possible that this, what hal is this? Aini. Nasb or jar. How is it possible? Can it be? Is it right? Is it possible that it be baytay Can it be? It can. That's the rule that we said. It can have any hal. But how is it possible? What would cause it? For example, what would cause it to be in that hal? A possibility. Any possibility. Sorry? I can't hear. What's the possibility? Do you understand what I'm saying? How is it? Could it be that this word is in that particular hal? Baytay. There we go. Sorry? Okay. Any of the ladies are getting it? Come on, guys. Good. What else? So the one example is, if this is the done upon, it's halatul nasb, aini. Or if there was a harf before this, so ila, to, baytay al-muslimina, to the 2 houses of the Muslims. If there is a harf jar before it, the word next to it is going to be in halatul jar. It's going to be ina or aini. Everyone got that? Yes. Yes, so what I'm saying is, based on the example, baytay, is it right? Can it be like that? The rule is that the mudaf can take any hal. You got that? Let's go back quickly. Rules, the mudaf never takes an al. Number 2, if it's dual or sound masculine plural, like we did now, aini Ani, aini, una, ina, the noon falls away. And it can take any haraka at the end, the mudaf. The mudaf can be raf, nasb, or jar. And I gave you example of that now. I gave you an example in the due form. And then the rule of the mudafun ilay is it must always be in halatul jar. Everyone got that? It's fairly easy, isn't it? Fairly easy. So, just looking at some examples again. Miftahus sayyarati. Miftahus sayyarati, the word miftah doesn't have an al. The word as-sayyara is going to be in halatul jar. All the examples are like that. So just keep this picture in your mind, apply it, and you aifar away. So the sentences that you're going to do after this is you're going to have a sentence, and you're going to have an example of a mudaf in that sentence. In the sentence, just apply the rule. When you see now a lot of words, don't get lost. We just did an entire exercise when we broke it down, word for word. Just break it down like that. If it's a verb, then there's going to be a doer, possibly a done upon. You're going to have a description of either the doer or something. You're going to have examples of jar majroor in your sentence. And now we have an added factor, the mudaf ilay, when you say something of someone else, the house of the man, the car of the boy, and so on and so forth. And that's the end of our lesson. We're just going to look at the notes quickly. Okay, this jumla. In your book, on page number so just to get started, 6.1, it gives a few examples over there. Number 1 gives you the Arabic word translation. Number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6 gives you Arabic word translation. So your homework is 7, 8 and 9. 10 and 11, and then I think on page number or exercise number 6.2, you can do the first 10. First 10. Is that too much? No. So first 10. Just apply those rules. So first 10 and the first few on 6.1, and then those that didn't do the examples before this on X worksheet 5.4, please complete that. We'll do that next week. 5.4, inshallah, we'll do that next week. I'm not too sure when Maulana Khalil will be back, so this might be my last 2 classes in this particular period, and then I'll be taking Quran again. So I hope we've built a little bit. Question? Yes. .3, yes. Okay. 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 Quick question. Okay, I'm not going to answer that now. The reason I'm not going to answer is because we just did a new lesson now, and it's going to create a little bit of confusion. So let this settle, and then just NB that, and then I'll answer it next week. One of the brothers asked the same question last week, and I did kind of